sent to me, and it was posted in r/relationship advice. It was posted about 2 hours ago, probably 3 hours ago. Probably 3 hours ago at this point. And the name of the post, the title of the post by Violent Peacekeeper. The title of the post is "My boyfriend is coming home from a week-long trip and I have to tell him something that will break his heart." Trigger warning. NSFW mentions of SA, as you guys can read on the screen. "If this is not the right thread," she starts, "please direct me to where this is appropriate. So my boyfriend and I, 24 years old each, live together. We are in a very healthy relationship, and we have very strong trust between us." I forget which law of the 49 laws of Sharpe this is, but I've said this many, 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 many times. A relationship that a female describes as healthy is a relationship where it is very easy for her to be sexually disloyal. In other words, if it's easy for her to cheat, a woman will characterize her relationship as healthy. If it's not easy for her to cheat, she will characterize that relationship as toxic. Now, why would they characterize that relationship as toxic? Well, if she's with a man who does not commit to women who go to clubs, if she's with a man who doesn't commit to women who go to bars, travel alone, do girls' trips, spring break, girls' nights out, social media, hang out with their exes, and so on and so forth, then that man is considered to be toxic, controlling, insecure, jealous, blah, 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 blah. When in actuality, he's just trying to protect his relationship. But girls don't want men to protect their relationships because they want to reserve the right to seek other relationships unbeknownst to their men. And again, girls say all the time, well, if you're going to cheat, why don't you just break up with your guy? Or why don't you just break up with your girlfriend? Well, the same goes for you. But we all know that women never get wet. There's always another raft to jump through. We call this branch swinging, raft jumping, monkey branching, etc., etc. So the first alarm bell that sets off is that she says, we are in a very healthy relationship and we have very strong trust between us. This means that he doesn't question anything she does. He lets her go wherever with whoever to do whatever, and that is never a good sign. Let's continue here. I've previously been in very abusive, toxic relationships. When I left that behind, actually, you know what? I'm going to stop this. Give me a second here. I'm going to stop the scene switcher here just so you guys can see this consistently here. Because I want everyone to read. I want everyone to be able to see and read this. This way you can make the choice for yourself. You can make the choice for yourself. Okay, let's jump down and see which one looks the best.
Hey, they got a question for you.
Oh, wait a minute. That was... Yeah, this one's probably the best. Okay, let's continue. I've previously been in very abusive, toxic relationships. Oh, boy. Abusive, toxic relationships. There we go. There's your unhealthy relationship. Any relationship that a woman describes as abusive and toxic means that she was with a man who had reasons not to trust her. She texted her ex. She probably cheated on him a few times. She engaged in activities that were conducive to infidelity. And when her now ex-boyfriends probably called her on it, she characterized that as abusive and toxic, and I got to go, and she probably branch swung. That's just how it is. Now, I will say this. Any woman who has truly been in a evisuba spelled backwards relationship, whether it's true or not, makes her radioactive, right? If she's lying, she's radioactive, meaning she can turn those accusations to you. If she's not lying, that means she is damaged well beyond repair and can really only respect a man who puts hands on her. Either way, either way, either way, any woman who says, and women all the time say they have been in evisuba spelled backwards relationships. We all know what that means. When I left that behind, I rekindled my friendships with some guy friends I've had my whole life and introduced them all to my new boyfriend and each other. They're all now very close friends as well. You see how she's preemptively covering her tracks? You see how she's covering her tracks? So she says, I rekindled my friendships with some guy friends. So now, right now we're thinking, oh my God, guy friends. Uh-oh. But it's okay because these are guy friends that she's known all her life. Okay, she's covered. There's number one, right? Introduce them to my new boyfriend. Okay, and they're all now very close friends as well. So, she knows how it looks, she knows how it looks when she says, I rekindled my friendships with some guy friends. But her excuse is, well, I've known them my whole life. Right? I've introduced my boyfriend to them, all of them, and now they're really good friends. She said all that to say the next sentence. This is not and has never been a problem. Well, not for her, it hasn't, at least according to her. Okay? Until she says, last Friday, one of my very close friends, let's call him Mike, is actually a friend from recent years and dated my sister for a few years. So now she's removing herself. Now she's removing herself even more romantically from him. There's no way I could ever want anything with this guy because he's my sister's ex-boyfriend, right? He's my sister's ex-boyfriend. They had an amicable breakup and are still friends. They had an amicable breakup and they're still friends.
Stop the cap.
She's capping. There's no way for us to verify any of this stuff. I can't, none of this is true, I don't think. There are elements of this that are true. I believe she knows who Mike is. Okay? I believe that Mike did date her sister, but there's no way I buy the fact that they had an amicable breakup. An amicable breakup. Breakups are never amicable these days. The only time it's amicable is when I can't really think of a of a situation. Listen, are there some breakups that are amicable? Sure. But most of them are not. And anytime you say that your sister and her boyfriend had an amicable breakup and then but they're still friends, that reeks of bullshit. I still hang out with Mike quite regularly, both with my boyfriend and one-on-one. So now she's starting to introduce us just a little bit to the environment that is rife for infidelity. So not only is he her sister's ex, they had an amicable breakup, so there's no animosity on either side. Her sister and Mike are still friends. But then she says, well, I still hang out with Mike, both with my boyfriend and one-on-one. So she's giving herself permission to spend time with this guy. Listen, he knows me and my boyfriend. See, girls are so funny. They think that just because a man knows another man and his girlfriend means that he won't try to fuck your girl, right? I tell you guys this all the time. Keep your girlfriend away from your friends, guys. Keep your girlfriend away from your friends. There are some things that are too powerful. There are some things that are that will cause men to throw away lifelong friendships just for a piece of you-know-what. Just for a piece of you-know-what. It makes... This is how it is. This is how it is. And listen, this doesn't mean that they're bad people or bad guys, but you guys know how it is out here. You guys know how it is out here. How many girls have said, "Oh my God, I slept with my boyfriend's best friend"? They say it a lot. A lot of people say, "Well, you should have picked your friends more carefully." Listen, man, men were a slave to biology, just the same as women are. That's all there is to it. But the fact that she hangs out with them both regularly, both with her boyfriend and one-on-one, nope. Sorry. Oh, well, I hang out with him one-on-one, but he knows my boyfriend, so that's okay. You see how she keeps trying to cover her tracks here? They game together almost every day. It's not uncommon for us to have wine nights together and chat. My boyfriend is usually home for these and doesn't always join us. Oh, so now we're drinking together. We're drinking together, and that's okay with the boyfriend. Right? Doesn't always join us. Yeah, okay. She says again, it has never been a problem. Law number 24 applying here. This is the second time she's tried to reaffirm this. The more a woman tries to convince you of something, the more likely the opposite is true. This is why the 49 laws of Sharpe exist. The reason why the 49 laws of Sharpe exist is because it's the truth. Well, last Friday, I dropped off my boyfriend at the airport for his trip and went home to have wine night with Mike. Boyfriend knew this was my plan for the night. Do you see how she covers this up? She wants us to think this is that's bullshit.
Stop the cap.
There's no way her boyfriend knew. All right, I'm going to drop you off at the airport and then I'm going to drink alcohol with one of your friends alone. Boyfriend knew this was my plan for the night. My sister and her new boyfriend were home and hung out with us for a while as well. Again, see, she keeps trying to cover it up like she didn't facilitate this. There's no way anything could happen. Boyfriend knew what the plan was, so it was totally okay. And my sister and her new boyfriend were there and hung out with us as well. This is her way of trying to create witnesses, right? That way, when the boyfriend gets home, they can say, "Well, listen, I didn't see him doing anything when we left. You know, everything looked fine to me." So even though whether they were there or not doesn't matter. As far as she's concerned, what she's trying to make us think is that because they were there, they can corroborate this story of hers. Everything seemed normal. I ended up drinking more than normal and fell asleep on the end of the couch. Mike was faced opposite on the other end of the couch. Oh, so there's another excuse here. So she ended up drinking more than normal. Isn't that convenient? Somehow in my dreams, she says, I knew something was wrong. It was like alarm bells going off telling me to wake up, but I didn't. Oh boy. You know when you're asleep, but you're aware that you're asleep? Yeah, I kept hearing my name and are you awake? And oh God, what did I do? Who knows how long later, Mike woke me up and says, this is so funny. I don't know how to tell you this, but I woke up and both our pants were pulled down and I think we had sex. Let me just read that one more time. I don't know how to tell you this, but I woke up and both our pants were pulled down and I think we had sex. What? So they had sex and just left their pants down? Come on, man. Nothing like this has ever happened before. Ever. I've always felt safe around Mike. He was absolutely freaking out and I could see the fear in his face. He told me he's done this 2 times before while in his sleep, but it was with his significant other. So now she's trying to establish that this is a pattern of behavior, something that he's done before.
Stop the cap.
So this dude has fallen asleep and had sex with his significant others. Sleep assault, I suppose. I guess we can put a name on that, right? But certain things just don't add up to me. I know what I heard in my sleep. Now she's trying to act like she doesn't believe his statement, right? Right? Now, something didn't add up. Translation, I don't think I quite believe his story. In other words, whatever happened, she had no idea what happened, but what he's telling me, I don't really buy that. And I was wearing sweatpants that had a string and I tied too tight years ago. I know they can't be untied. I also know that they cannot be easily pulled down. Hell, I struggle to get them on and off standing up alone while laying down. That is such bullshit. It's not just lining up for me, and I can't tell if he's telling me the truth or not. This fucking girl. I feel disgusted with myself. I keep showering, but I don't feel clean. I can't stop needing to throw up because I can't actually do it. Oh my God. Sunday, I finally broke down and processed what happened. I went to the hospital to be STD screened and preemptively treated just in case. I chose not to file a report with the police. I don't want to. The first sign of a potential false EPAR accusation is that they don't go to the police. Okay? They don't go to the police. Okay? I chose not to file a report with the police. I don't want to. You want to know why? You want to know why she doesn't want to file a report with the police? Because she consented to the sex. She consented to the sex, guys. She consented to the sex. That's why she didn't go to the cops. Because if she goes to the cops, guys, the cops will ask her questions that will force her to prove that the sex was non-consensual. Right? I don't want to, but she's not telling us why she didn't want to. The reason she doesn't want to is because she knows an EPAR did not happen. She absolutely knows that an EPAR did not happen. I texted Mike to let him know I cannot rug sweep this. Oh, this is funny. So now she's threatening him. I have to tell my family and my boyfriend. He told me he was sorry, but he can't control what he does when he is unconscious, and that this has been traumatic for him as well, and asked me to apologize to my boyfriend on his behalf. I cut off all contact after that. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. When I finally got home, I fell apart and told my sister what happened. She also lives with us. Oh, isn't that interesting? She told me that, yes, he has done this before in his sleep, but they were dating at the time, so she kept it to herself. She's livid with him. She's been taking care of me since then. My work has been understanding, so they gave me paid time off to process this. Oh, boy. So this girl got paid time off from her job. She got paid time. So she went to, so let me get this straight. Her job gave her paid time off because she told her job that her and her sister's ex-boyfriend fell asleep, had sex unbeknownst to either one of them. And even though she didn't go to the police and doesn't want to, they're going to give her paid time off. Tomorrow morning, I'm supposed to go pick up my boyfriend from the airport. We've been texting, but I've been acting like everything is fine. I don't think this is a conversation I can have over the phone. And boyfriend really needed this trip for his own mental health, and he keeps telling me how he's feeling better and happier than he has in months. Let me rewind here. So her sister said, so let me get this straight. Hold on. She said, I told my sister what happened, and she told me that, yes, he's done this before, but they were dating, so she kept that to herself. So let me get this straight. This guy can EPAR you in both of y'all's sleep. You tell your sister, but it happened to your sister twice, and she didn't tell you? Huh? No, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. And I think her sister knows she's capping. I think her sister knows she's capping. Ultimately, I believe he will be supportive. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm losing it at the thought of how he might react. Oh, my God. Ultimately, I believe that he will be supportive of me, but I think he's going to start running it back in his mind and questioning my entire friendship with Mike. And there is the pivotal moment. There is the pivotal moment. I know, I think he's going to start running it back in his mind and questioning my entire relationship with Mike, my entire friendship with Mike. Translation, all of the suspicions that he had but never voiced, he's going to start to put the pieces together. He's going to start to put the pieces together. Oh, yeah, I remember them kind of flirting. I didn't really think anything of it. I remember her being at his place alone. I remember him being at her place alone, and there was alcohol involved. The reason why she's freaking out, here's why she's not telling her, listen, she cheated on her boyfriend. The reason she's not going to tell him she cheated, obviously, is to cover her slutty tracks. But the real reason she doesn't want to go and tell her boyfriend what happened with Mike is because she knows her boyfriend will put the pieces together and figure it out. That's what this really is. He's going to start running it back in his mind and questioning my entire friendship with Mike. I'm sorry, original poster. Is there anything that has happened that would cause him to question your entire friendship with Mike? She literally just admitted to us that they engage in inappropriate behavior. He's going to run it back in his mind and question my entire friendship with Mike. This is why you know that they do and say things around and to each other that are inappropriate. I think it's going to massively impact our relationship, and I just don't even know how to approach it. I think I'm going to fall apart at the airport, but I don't think I can tell him why driving for the sake of our safety. Jesus fucking Christ. I just don't know what to do or how to approach this. I'm so scared. I guess I just need help figuring out how to approach this with boyfriend. I love this man. I want to marry this man. Oh, that makes it work. That makes it better. And I'm afraid all of our future plans are going to be taken away, all because of this horrible thing that happened in my sleep. This woman is so full of shit, I can actually smell it through the screen. If this hoe thinks for 1 second, that we actually believe this bullshit, then she doesn't. She is showing outright disrespect towards the people, or towards the people reading this. This is absolutely the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. So your boyfriend's best friend, who you or not even boyfriend's best friend, so a man from your past who happens to be your sister's ex-boyfriend, who sleep assaulted her twice before, who the sister conveniently never mentioned until you told her. You guys got drunk, fell asleep, fell out. You guys had sex, didn't realize it until you both woke up and Mike told you.
Stop the cap.
And remember, she dropped him off and went immediately to hang out with the ex-boyfriend. And boyfriend knew of the plan. No, the boyfriend didn't know about this. The boyfriend did not know about this. He had no idea. All right, let's look at the comments here. Oh boy, here we go. I want to see if I can find one comment. Let's see if we can find one comment that actually calls her out. Here we go. You did not consent. I'm sorry this happened to you. Non-consensual. Unfucking believable. Like you said, it took effort to remove your clothing. That isn't something someone does half asleep. I find this story extremely difficult to believe. A sleepwalking disorder? Give me. Oh, that's the original poster. Oh, this is the original poster. Okay. This is, dude. Yeah, Slambright says it best. This is 1,000% cap. This is. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Did it feel like you had sex that night? Something's not adding up here. She says, yes, I checked myself in the bathroom. He came inside me. Of course he did. Because when women cheat, they don't use condoms. Here's another comment. He admitted to doing it before. Your own sister knows of it. He's done it before, and he will do it again. And if he keeps getting off the hook because he's doing it, quote, in his sleep, medical condition or not, anybody else feel off about that? This is the dumbest sounding cop-out I've seen in a while. I'm so sorry to the OP. Oh, my God. Ay. Jesus fucking Christ. This is unbelievable. Oh, sexsomnia. Oh, I didn't know this was actually... I didn't know that this was actually a thing. Oh, he's a serial EPARist. Got it. That he talks in his sleep and has done things to his sister. But it just doesn't feel believable that this... It's so funny. She keeps trying to talk out of both sides of her mouth. So this comment says, I agree, Mike seems like a serial EPAR. He's done this before and probably to many women. He then gaslights people into thinking he's got a medical problem. He should never be drinking with women at all since he knows he has a history of this. That said, he knows he EPARs and will continue to do it. Then, of course, she says, that's what I keep thinking. My sister confirms he talks in his sleep and has done this in his sleep before, but it just doesn't feel believable that was what happened. She's trying to make people think. See, what she is trying to do is make people think that she doesn't believe Mike's version of the story. And if she doesn't believe Mike's version of the story, that automatically means that she doesn't know what the true version is. And if she doesn't know the true version is, then she's off the hook. Oh, here we go. This guy said straight up, and if charges aren't pressed, this sounds like justification to me. There we go. There you go. That's what you were SA'd by Mike while you were sleeping, it seems. She says, that's what I believed happened. I'm taking all the steps I'm supposed to in this situation, but it still feels like I'm stuck with my head in the water. No, you're not taking all the steps necessary. Go to the cops. Go to the police. Look, again, man. It's one of the most common denominators of the false EPAR accusation is they don't go to the cops. You want to know why? You want to know why they don't go to the cops? Because when you go to the cops, you don't get the benefit of the court of public opinion. She put this on Reddit because the court of public opinion will give her what she wants, which is validation. This is absolutely ridiculous. When I told him, oh, look at this. When I told him I would be telling my friends and family, when I told him I would be telling my family and boyfriend, I told him I think he needs to seek mental health professional because this is effing alarming, and he agreed. He told me in the past that he was falsely accused of EPAR, and I believed his side, and now I just don't know. That's cap. She never had that conversation with him. She didn't. This is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe that people actually buy this. I cannot believe that people actually buy this. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So this guy is starting to ask questions. Let's hear, did you drink more than usual or felt suddenly more drunk than usual? In many SA stories, the victim tends to think she drank more than usual, which she actually didn't. The fact you felt trapped, half unconscious, blah, 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 blah. Oh, here we go. She says, I was pouring the drinks. They were in plain sight. I didn't eat that night, which I normally always eat before drinking. There's another excuse. Okay. I don't think I drank more than normal, but I did feel more drunk than normal. I don't know how it affects the situation, but the wine was sweeter than what we normally drink. Oh, God. There's the plausible deniability. He could have spiked my drink. This is ridiculous. Yeah, Ice Dragon Kid says the boyfriend should dump her either way. Real talk. Real talk. If your girlfriend is EPAR'd, like truly EPAR'd, as in non-consensual, guys, it's only a matter of time before the relationship ends. Let's see. Oh, listen to this. So she's reading all of these comments. I'm so sorry you're going through this. With that said, quote, being asleep is no excuse to be an EPARist. I understand that you don't want to file a report, and that is okay, but he has done this before, dear sister, and he will continue to do so to other girls. Get the help you need. Do what you need to do to process this and feel better little by little. Get help, like professional help, a strong support system, blah, 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 blah. And in no way was this your fault. Here we go. It is his, all his. If your boyfriend can understand that, then I believe you have a chance. No, they don't have a chance. Now listen to this. She says, what if I fucked up when I didn't file a report at the hospital? I was given the option of 2 different exams, and one holds evidence in case I change my mind. I don't even remember how I responded. The whole day was a blur, and what if me not choosing to file a report is what breaks my boyfriend? I just don't want to be caught up in legal proceedings for a long time. This is such bullshit. This is such bullshit. Oh my God. Oh my God. So now, so now all of a sudden she can tell us with a clear mind she dropped off her boyfriend and all this other kind of stuff. But now all of a sudden the whole day was a blur. Dude, these fucking bitches, man. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. See, this is why, guys, what you guys have to understand, man. This is what you guys have to understand, man, is that this is why girls do this, because nobody asks questions. Nobody asks questions, man. Anybody who asks questions, I guarantee anybody who asked questions probably got banned. I can't, dude, I'm not seeing. Look at this. Call the cops before he EPARs the next innocent girl, if not for your sake, for them. No response to that. Huh? No response for that. No response for that, huh? Ridiculous. See, you can see people sort of treading on it a little bit. If I was your boyfriend, the one thing that would bother me, that I would really question about this whole situation, was the fact that you were sleeping on the same couch as Mike that night. To me, that's a boundary that I wouldn't want my significant other to break. With that being said, I'm sorry this happens to you. Mike needs to get this whole sleep EPAR thing under control. I'm trying to tell you. I think that the people who are responding to this, oh, look at this. She responded, normally if we fall asleep, it's on separate couches. We had been on the same one because we were showing each other memes. Oh, my God. They were on the same couch because you were showing each other memes. Oh, so now all of a sudden she said the whole day was a blur. She can't remember how she reacted at the hospital, but you can remember why you fell asleep on the same couch. So you can remember the showing memes. You can remember showing memes, but you can't remember anything after that. Jesus. This is such bullshit. This was not your fault, and if your boyfriend is a good guy, he'll understand that. This is ridiculous. I've never ever heard of sexomnia before. Ever. Oh my God. I can't, dude, guys, I am not. Oh, listen to this. Listen to this. Why don't you want to report being EPAR to the police? It might be worth reconsidering. It will highlight to you, your boyfriend, and Mike that it was EPAR, that you didn't consent to it. Even if Mike did it in his sleep, he is still responsible. There is treatment available, and he could have chosen not to sleep with a woman in his room. He knows that he EPARs people in his sleep. I'd get your boyfriend to make his own way back from the airport. You aren't in the right frame of mind to be driving, and a car crash really won't help how you're feeling. I think it might be worth telling him on the phone. Let him get his head around it and maybe talk to his sister before he sees you in person. This will be a test for your relationship. If he isn't supportive, then it's better to find that out now than when you're married. You might want to contact an EPAR hotline for some support and find a therapist. I'm so sorry this happened to you. I know it doesn't feel like it now, but you will eventually process it. You see? You see? These people keep telling this girl, hey, go to the cops. But she didn't want to go to the cops. She didn't. Anyone who asks her to put herself in a situation where she has to actually substantiate these claims, no response. It's crickets. It's crickets. Oh, there it is. I'm trying to find a therapist. I refuse to make a report at the hospital. Gee, I wonder why. Dude, this is such BS. Yeah, dude. I'm not seeing anything that holds her accountable for this. And you want to know why? Because it's probably deleted. This is ridiculous, man. Oh, look at this. The only reason I didn't tell him right away is because he's on a trip with a friend for his own mental health. He lost his job a few months ago, and he's in a bad place. How much do you want to bet this cheating? is probably tied to the fact that he decided to wallow in his own self-pity after he lost his job. How much you want to bet? How much do you want to bet? Pimped Out Geese, holy moly, shout out to you. Dude, I haven't seen Pimped Out Geese in forever.